Every morning, at exactly 7 a.m., the doorbell rang. The man, living alone in a crumbling little house on the edge of the town, would rush to the door. But when he opened it, there was no one. Just the empty street and the cold wind whispering through the cracks.
Who could it be?
He muttered, rubbing his hands together for warmth.
Is someone playing a cruel joke on me?
Days turned into weeks, and the mysterious doorbell became a ritual. He began questioning his sanity.
Who is it? Why are they doing this to me?
He muttered under his breath every morning. He even borrowed a neighbor's old, squeaky chair and sat by the door through the night, determined to catch whoever it was. Yet, the doorbell never rang when he was watching. It only rang when he dozed off, even for a moment. One cold morning, as the frost clung to the windows, he decided he'd had enough.
Today, I'll find out. No matter what.
He tied a string to the door handle and connected it to a makeshift bell inside. He thought,
if anyone touches the door, I'll hear it.
With a determined heart, he waited. The doorbell rang. He jumped up, his pulse racing. The bell inside the room hadn't moved. Confused, he opened the door, and again, there was no one. But this time, he noticed something he hadn't before, a faint trail of footprints in the snow leading away from his house. Gathering his courage, he grabbed his worn-out coat and followed the trail. The footprints led him to the edge of the village, where an old, abandoned well stood. He hesitated, fear gripping his chest, but something compelled him to look inside. As he peered into the darkness, he noticed a small, weathered piece of paper stuck to the side of the well. Trembling, he reached for it and read the words scrawled in shaky handwriting.
I'm sorry. I had no choice.
His heart sank. The words felt heavy, as if they carried years of pain. He looked around but saw no one. Who had left this note? And what did it mean? The next morning, the doorbell rang again. This time, instead of opening the door, he whispered,
Whoever you are, please stop. I can't take this anymore.
His voice cracked with desperation. To his surprise, a soft voice replied,
I'm not here to hurt you.
Startled, he flung the door open, but no one was there. Then he looked down and saw a small, tattered box. Inside, he found a loaf of bread, a bottle of water, and a note that read,
I know what it's like to be hungry, to feel forgotten. I'm sorry for scaring you. I just didn't know how to help.
Tears welled up in his eyes as he clutched the note. All this time, he'd been tormented by the doorbell, never realizing it was the act of a stranger's silent kindness. Someone who understood his pain, but didn't have the courage to face him directly. From that day on, the doorbell stopped ringing. But every morning, he found a small box outside his door. Sometimes it contained food, other times warm clothes, and once a pair of sturdy shoes. Each box came with a note, sharing words of encouragement and hope. Months later, the man's life began to change. With the help he received, he found the strength to look for work and rebuild his life. One day, as he stood outside his now slightly brighter home, he left a note on his door.
To the one who saved me, thank you. I'll never forget your kindness. If you ever need help, please ring the bell.
The mysterious benefactor never revealed themselves, but their actions had sparked a change in him. He began helping others in his village, sharing what little he had. The man who once felt forgotten became a source of hope for those around him. Moral of the story: sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can save a life. You may never know how much your actions mean to someone, but they can create ripples of hope and change. Thank you for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, please like, share, and comment below. Let us know what kind of stories you'd like to hear next. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story. See you next time.